After 2 days of anxious wait and a painstaking collation, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, finally ended the collation of presidential results. The commission resumed today with Niger State and ended the exercise with Rivers and Zamfara states. The chairman of the commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, had given assurance that the commission will finish the collation from all the 36 states and the FCT. The two major political parties, the People's Democratic Party and the ruling All Progressives Congress, are featuring prominently on the released results. INEC is currently on a break to reconvene at 3 a.m. So here are some of the results released today by INEC, beginning with Niger State, where the APC polled 612,371, as against the PDP's 208,052, making the APC the winner. Jigawa State polled, the APC polled 794,738, against the PDP's 289,895. In Kaduna State, the APC polled 993,445, against the PDP's 649,738. You can find the details of the results on our website at channelstv.com. In the meantime, the two leading political parties, the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party, have raised some issues at the National Collation Center in Abuja. A spokesperson for the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar Osita Chidoka, expressed dissatisfaction over the voting process in some parts of the north, claiming that the card reader was not duly deployed, as was in the South-South and the Southeast. These issues were dismissed by the APC spokesperson, Mr. Festus Keyamo, who says there were worse situations like Cross River and Rivers State. But the chairman of the commission asked both men to channel their complaints through the Secretariat of the INEC.
The chairman of the People's Democratic Party has written you a letter that we're worried that the promise you made and the commitment you made, INEC made, that as we are doing this collation of results, you will project the details of the accreditations captured by your card readers in the country. Yesterday, my colleague raised the issue, and we thought that when we come in this morning, as we are listening to the states, we'll be seeing the accreditation by the states by your card readers. Please, Mr. Chairman, we would like it to be on record that we want to see the accreditation, the card reader accreditation for Bauchi State, for Borno State, for Yobe in particular, and then of course for the rest of the country. Because the numbers we are seeing seems to be like we live in two countries. While people in the South had issues voting, while card readers' complaints were all over the place, we seem to have quiet and peaceful elections in places where the people had complained of severe cases of insecurity and of feelings of harassment by the military and bandits.
The details my friend is asking for amounts to an inquisition of the results, into the results submitted to the chairman of INEC. There is a proper avenue to seek for such inquisition into how many people were captured by the card readers and all of that, and compared to the results. That is not the powers and the duties of the chairman sitting at this collation center. And those procedures and the powers are clearly spelled out there. So for us as a party, for my candidate, we are totally objecting to that procedure here. We have our own complaints. We have our own complaints about a lot of open rigging and voting and massive thumb printing of papers we saw in Cross River North, in the River State. Some people have just been paraded in River State now.
There is a procedure for submitting correspondence to the Commission. We haven't shut down our office. This is the International Conference Center where we are using as the collection center. Kindly submit your letter to the office. It will be duly acknowledged, and this letter will now be studied and will respond accordingly. I believe there are details in the letter that we need to study beyond what we have just said.
Reactions continue to trail last Saturday's elections and the outcome of the exercise. In our next report, we look at some of the early reactions.
In Edo State, South Nigeria, the coalition officer for the state, Professor Ndoa Lale, announced that the PDP scored 275,691 votes ahead of the APC, which had 267,842 votes.
APC 267,842, 267,842. PDP 275,691.
The PDP Presidential Campaign Director General, Mr. Osage Ezeyamo, welcomes the result but wants improvements with the use of the card readers.
Like before, when the agents could sit down and look at those coming and ensure that their names match with the registers are kept, in one far place. The agents cannot even assess who is coming to vote. So really the issue of that card reader has to be improved upon.
The APC chairman in the state, Anselm Ojezwa, however, thinks differently.
What INEC said is once the card is authenticated as actually a product from INEC, even if biometric fails, the voter can vote provided the presiding officer and the agents agree that this is truly the owner of that card.
In Ogun State, the APC says its victory in the presidential election is well deserved, while its closest rival, the PDP, wants INEC to address certain issues affecting its efficiencies.
INEC as a whole has done well to try and put it together in the best possible way, coming from where they're coming from in 2015. I give kudos to them, but there are areas that needs to be looked into, which are areas where votes have been cancelled without using the forms, which are areas where a collating figure is different as to what is given on the field to what is given at the collating center here. But that I will leave my party to look into.
The people of Ogun State have recharged President Muhammadu Buhari to continue with the work he's doing. They have renewed his mandate for another 4 years, hoping that he will achieve a lot within 4 years, and whoever is going to hand over to will continue in the same stream.
In Enugu, the two major parties have described the elections in the state as peaceful.
One mistake that we've not been able to correct is the ability of INEC to organize the election and allow their staff to come to the polling booth on time. Some of them arrive from 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and voting normally, according to their law, should end by 2 or 3. So once they can get that right, then we are on the right path.
In Enugu, all those who made efforts to make an increase of their gains, they couldn't. 452,000 came out of 1.9 registered voters. It's about 23%. Because of the card reader, nobody could enhance it. So it remains a sure bet to the growth of democracy in the country.
As we look forward to the governorship and State House of Assembly elections, the expectation is that INEC will take all these comments on board and improve on its performance.
The political parties, winners and losers at the National Assembly, as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, are either celebrating or venting at the results of the polls. Our correspondent Olumide Macaulay summarized some of these reactions sent from our correspondents in Benue, Kaduna, Nasarawa and Plateau states.
Pt.1 585, Pt.127.
As the results from the presidential and National Assembly elections continue to be announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, reactions are not far behind, as the victors and the vanquished give voice to their positions on the outcome. In Benue State, the winner from the People's Democratic Party, the Senator-elect Benue Northwest Senatorial District, defeated his closest opponent, Senator George Akume of the APC, who had held the seat for 12 years.
By the power conferred on me as a returning officer, I hereby Manya Isa Oka, chair for PDP, having satisfied the requirements of law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected as so declared.
Well, what people don't understand is that democracy is about the people. So it wasn't about me and Akume. It was about what the people want. He has been there by virtue of the people. So I wasn't in the least doubting the possibility of my becoming the next senator of Benue, considering what the people felt about his representation. So I was confident. I don't go into any venture without thinking of my successes there.
In Kaduna State, Mr. Ubasani carried the day for the APC, defeating Senator Shehu Sani of the People's Redemption Party, who had formerly decamped from the APC by 355,242 votes.
Our people spoke very loudly and decisively, and the message is crystal clear. Ubasani is our choice for the 9th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has our mandate. Nothing can be more touching and humbling. It is therefore with greatest humility and heart full of thanks to the Almighty Allah that I pledge to uphold the mandate freely and abundantly given to me by the good people of Kaduna Central Senatorial Zone.
In Nasarawa State, the governor, Tanko Almakura, was beside himself with joy as he won the Nasarawa South senatorial seat, with 2 fellow APC candidates earning the right to represent the Western and Northern senatorial districts as well. The APC also won 3 out of 5 House of Representatives seats.
I lack words to express my happiness and joy on a day like this. This is because we have broken so many jinxes in the political history of Nasarawa State.
In Plateau State, the non-release of National Assembly results in Jos North remains, and the resident electoral commissioner expresses his concern.
We have had a very useful discussion with all the stakeholders, as you yourself have seen, and we are still trying to resolve it with the result. You, the press, will soon be briefed. So in a short while, we are going to brief, but the issue is being resolved.
The announcement of the election results gives way to the natural consequence of acceptance or rejection by the respective candidates and winners as the clock winds down, leaving Nigerians with more expectations on how the grey areas will be resolved. Olumide Macaulay, Channels Television News.
Some politicians probably did not see the unfavorable results of the National Assembly elections coming. Most of them former state governors, former governor of Delta State and the senatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan, lost to his opponent, Senator James Manager, who polled 258,812 votes to win Uduaghan, who garnered 125,776 votes. But he has since rejected the result, calling for the cancellation of the presidential and National Assembly election held in Delta South. His counterpart, former governor of Akwa Ibom State and Senator Godswill Akpabio, lost his bid to return to the Senate for a second term. Mr. Akpabio's opponent, Chris Ekpeong of the PDP, was declared winner in Akwa Ibom Northwest District, having polled 118,215 votes against Akpabio, who scored 83,158 votes. The former governor of Benue State and Senator George Akume was also not lucky. He lost his seat to incumbent serving House of Representatives member Emmanuel Okajiev, who was announced winner of the Benue Northwest senatorial seat.